Alright guys, we're back at the municipal pool. I'm still trying to get around the pennies and try to find gold. Here's a prime example. I got the SP24 on today. A very good small coil for the Simplex. If you're in a trashy area, this is a must-have coil. It's a 9.5 by 5. But anyways, in this hole here, I got a couple different signals. But I can hear the grunt of that 35, which I'm looking for, but there's a high one. I'm gonna let you listen to it. But this is why I like this SP24, just because of the great discrimination it has. Let's listen. See, there's a high signal right, and you can hear it beep a couple times. But there's also that good sounding gold tone. So let's see what's in this hole. Might be a couple different things in this hole. Let's find out together. I'll turn you back on once I have the hole up. Okay, here's the hole. I got two targets pinpointed. I do not know what each one of them is. The one is here in the sidewall, and there's one here. One here and one here. So there was two targets I know for sure in that hole. There was a high tone and a low tone. Whichever one, I don't know. Let's look at this one first. Okay, that was definitely my low tone I heard. It was about a 28, 29. Sometimes it would flash up to 40. But right there you go. It was a nickel in that hole. But there's something else here in the side of the plug. Let's see what this is too. I'm thinking this will probably be the high tone, whatever I was hearing. Okay, there it is. Exactly what I'm trying to avoid. The old pennies and the low tone nickel, which could have been definitely easily just have been a gold. So high tone, low tone in the same hole, and I could hear both of them by going slow and doing a little waddle. I call it a little waddle or whatever you want to call it, but little baby swings. When I get to that certain target that I like, I try to narrow that down so I can really pinpoint. And you can see, I actually pinpointed that nickel right there. So it was almost dead center. That was the tone I was after. Where the high tone was more over here to the edge of the plug. So high tone, low tone in the same hole, I heard both tones. Okay guys, I don't know how well that took. I'm using the SP24 today. Taking it nice and easy. I was trying to show you my swing speed. Just dug a nickel. So that's a good thing. Nickels turn into gold rings. So nice slow speed. Let's see what we can find here today. I've been here for about an hour. You might even be able to see I made one track down and then came back in an hour's time. But right now the temperature's up close to 100 degrees with heat index. All I can think about is my drink ate there in the car. But I'll definitely be back to finish this up because I am really enjoying this SP24 today. I've probably dug, I don't know, 7 nickels already and probably 6 or 7 pull tabs. I have probably more like 10 or 12 pull tabs. So there's still a lot of potential in this ground. It's hard to tell what all is in here. Like I said, we haven't even really touched the 70 signals. So one day I'm just going to have a day where all I worry about is just the 70 signals. I know it's going to be a pile of pennies, but there's going to be some kind of jewelry that comes up with them 70 signals. But I'll definitely be back when it cools down a little bit. It's just entirely too hot right now. Well, I'm here at the park. As you can see behind me, street lights and everything's still on. Ah, there's even the moon. Good morning, moon. Sun's on the rise. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. Like I said, it's supposed to get up to 100 again today. So this might be about the last time until we get some more rain that I really dig this area. Because like I've said before in previous videos, I don't like the brown spot. Right now the ground, when I dug yesterday, the ground was still pretty wet underneath. Once it gets to the point where it's starting to get dry underneath the ground, I'll be done. But right now, it's prime time digging, and I'm going to get at it. Okay, I had a question on, I think it was the last video, and somebody asked me, do you always ground balance when you come to a spot and start? Well, actually, I ground balance a couple times throughout the day, and I'll explain what I'm doing here. But anyways, whenever you turn your machine on, it always starts at a factory preset of 90. So I'm going to ground balance it and watch the difference between where I started to where I am when I ground balance. So when I ground balance, I just go to ground balance, and then you're going to hold this button right here and pump your detector. I like letting it beep a couple different times. But look at that, 57.6 is what is ground balance in here. It was 90. So yes, I do ground balance every time. And you see this bar right here, I always keep an eye on that bar, because once you start seeing it fluctuate up and down, it usually tells me that I'm in a different mineralized area. So when I see that little bar fluctuating, I might go ahead and ground balance again, just to make sure I'm up to par and stuff like that. So just a little tip on ground balancing. I always ground balance. I always keep a close eye on my ground balance. I got a heavy dew this morning, and you can see my foot tracks where I came up through here at. Foot tracks being right there and running up to my car. So good grid off area, good way to grid. So I'm going to try to take advantage of this heavy dew. This is why you got to dig some of them numbers that you think it can't be too close to the top, because everything we dig here as far as rings is about 4 to 6 inches. You know, coins are about 4 to 6. This was coming right up on the top, and I thought it's probably a pull tab, but it looks like down in the hole right here on the side, I popped it out, flicked it out, looks like it could be a ring. It's got a gold tint to it. It actually, I'll tell you what it is, it looks like it's a wrap that a diamond would go around a diamond maybe. It's definitely a ring. It's gold tinted. I don't know if it's gold or not. I'll clean it up a little bit better here in a little bit, but 100% positive it's a ring. So what I'm going to do is I'm really going to concentrate here in this little area and see if I can find its mate, because I'm thinking there's another ring that goes to that. Could be wrong, but I'm almost positive. First ring of the day, gold tinted. The sun ain't even above the trees yet. You gotta love it. Well, I thought I found it. That hole was right here. Right beside of it was a nickel. I thought, oh, here we go. Here's that ring. But no such luck. I've hit this area pretty good. I'm starting to think that there's probably going to be no other ring, but who knows? Maybe I'll find it. Maybe the lawnmower hit it and scattered it a little bit farther. We'll find out. I'm going to try a little bit something different today. I'm going to dig these 70 signals. I want to see if there's going to be any jewelry in this 70 area range. I know there could be, but today I'm going to concentrate on digging probably like 65 to 75. So let's see what happens. All right, guys. I'm going to try something similar to what Jordan, he did it on TikTok. If you haven't checked out his TikTok, go check his TikTok out. He calls it, I think, rapid fire or something like that. But today, like I told you earlier, I'm going to try to find 65 through 75 or so. So all these holes except that hole and that second hole in were all in that range. These other two were possibly ring tones. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go around and I'm going to find each thing and I'll lay it on top of the plug, and then I'll come and show you. But this is just a little, and trust me, this is not all the targets in this area. This is just highlighting the ones I wanted to dig. So let's see what all these different holes are, see how many of them are pennies. All right, first off, something I noticed really quick. I got the Garrett Pinpointer and I got the Dr. Otech. Now listen. You can hear that Garrett pretty good on the Simplex. Shut it off. Now here's the Dr. Otech. That's a big plus right there. I like that. It used to drive me nuts when I turned my Garrett on, you know, and it would make this metal detector to go crazy. No matter what mode I was in, it always made it go crazy. So there's a big plus for the Dr. Otech. Now, I got some interesting finds up here. I'm going to leave the metal detector right here. One of the finds is really interesting. I'm not sure just yet. Let's go to the ones that possibly could have been gold. And I'm going to cover all these holes. Nobody get too excited about the holes. The first one that I thought could have been possibly a ring was, of course, the pull tab. Well, this one just fell over. Let's see what this one was, because this was the other one. Okay, it was also a pull tab. So while I was searching for these higher signals, I also heard two tones that I wanted to definitely dig. Now, like I was telling you before, we've dug this place many a times, and we're trying to avoid the pennies and even the dimes for right now. And you can see it got a dime here, penny, or no, another dime. Here's a penny, here's a penny, here's a penny, here's a dime, here's a penny, and here's a very chewed up penny. So that's what, 3, 6, 8, 9 targets. Out of the 9 targets I dug, I thought they were pennies and 3 of them were dimes. But over here in this last hole, this was coming up a solid 76. I figured it was a penny. But when I popped it out of the hole, this could be a small little ring, which I'm really thinking it probably is. I'd say yes, definitely. Yes, it is. It's definitely a ring. It was coming up 76 on the Simplex. It's going to be a fake ring because you can see I've already rubbed some of the gold finish off of it. Maybe it's supposed to be silver and it's just tarnished with dirt. I don't know. But, you know, there I would have passed that up if I was detecting in a, let's say, one-time only place. Maybe I might have passed that up, thinking, oh man, that's a penny. But that 76, solid 76, is a small ring. So out of, I think, 11 holes, I dug 2 pull tabs, 3 dimes, rest pennies, and this little tiny ring. So now that makes me kind of excited to go through here and start digging these 70 signals, you know, because I've dug out a lot of the 50 signals. Now I'm left with the 70s, but that gives me hope that there still possibly could be some rings left in here. So it's getting hot already this morning. It's supposed to be up close to 100 again today. Got out here early again this morning, but I'm going to dig a few more holes. I got to cover these holes up first. make sure you cover your holes. I've noticed probably a few people have watched a couple of our videos, and I've seen a couple holes down here dug that people were not covering completely. I do not like that. So if you're one of these people that's down here digging at the pool, make sure you cover your holes, please. But anyways, let's see what we can find here in the next couple holes before it gets too hot. All right, here we go again. This was coming up a 74, 76, pretty solid. And I'm pretty sure I got another ring. Let's check it out together here. Oh yeah, it's definitely a ring. It looks like it's going to be another little silver ring too. That's a pretty little ring with all the different hearts around it. So this is literally, I dug a dime there after I covered all my holes. That was where I had the 5 holes at, or the 11 holes was right in that area. I come over here, I dug a dime. This hole right here, boom. A nice, pretty little silver ring. So I got a lot of 70s to dig in here. So this could get interesting over the next couple days. Okay, out of this hole I got a bobby pin and a penny. The penny was the high tone I was hearing, but also in the hole was this piece of necklace. Could be gold, it's pretty shiny, but it won't pick up on either one of my pinpointers, on the Garrett or the new one. So I don't know if that's all to that little chain. I wouldn't think so, but it came up a 2122 on the Simplex, but I hear no other signals in that hole. Let me pop it down like this. Nope. So I was hoping maybe this would have something attached to it, but it's definitely a little gold chain of some sort. But looks like that's all I'm going to find in that hole. Okay guys, I think I'm going to end on this target right here. I have no idea what it is. I keep wanting to see a decoration on this side, but it's pretty smooth and kind of orb shaped. Don't have a hole for a necklace or nothing. I don't know what it could be. It's kind of weird. Almost looks like a hammered copper or something. I don't even know if they did a copper hammers, but because it looks like it's made of copper or brass. It's probably brass, but I have no clue what it is. And as far as this Dr. Otek goes, I tell you what, if it was just a little louder, this thing would be pretty awesome. It's doing a great job right now on the ground. Kind of curious how it'll do in the water. I'll get a couple videos in the water here soon, but right now, I mean, it's point on. I mean, I have no issues with it, and it's kind of heavy, and I kind of like the way it feels in my hand. A little bit different, a little bit bigger round than the Garrett. I have them both here on my side, but I'm really liking that. For 45 bucks right now, it's got a thumbs up for me. Now we'll see how it lasts, and you know, I'm going to put it through some testing, because I do a lot of detecting and a lot of hole digging, so it'll get some use. But for right now, I'm really enjoying this pinpointer.